10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to DFW Roundtable Podcast, Texas' most powerful and entertaining podcast, bringing you the best and entertaining interviews from the industry's top music entertainers, sports athletes, and much more. So grab a seat and a cold one and watch, listen, and enjoy. And now here is your host, Ruben Campos.
Hey, and welcome back, everybody, to the DFW Roundtable Podcast. It's with great pleasure to introduce my next special guest. It is no secret who this guy is. You can see him on the screen already. But ladies and gentlemen, great pleasure, Mr. Stevie D. Stevie, welcome to the show, brother. Hey, yeah.
What's up, Ruben, man? Thanks for having me, man. It's been a minute since I've been on any type of interview, man. But when you reached out, man, I was honored, man. Thanks for having me, bro. For real.
No, brother, love you having you on, man. And what a look you're representing, brother. And look what we got back there too, man.
I know, I see it, man. I see it. I saw it right away, man. When your camera came on, I was like, oh yeah, it was gonna be fun.
Oye, carnal, un placer, brother. Really, I know you got. We were talking, Stevie. You got a ton of things, good stuff happening for you, brother. I know you're busy, man. So let's get the show on the road, man.
Let's do it.
First and foremost, man, how have things been going, man?
Hey, man, things are going. They're going really good, man. I can't complain. I had a little bit of a setback because of some health issues. Lost a little weight. Went through some things. But fortunately, everything's okay. But it actually held me back for a little bit and kind of lost focus. It happens.
Yeah.
But by the grace of God, man, I'm here and I'm back in the studio. We're in the middle of finishing up this I think is an awesome smooth. I think it's just the next step after Irremediable. It's a ranchera, and I'm excited to. I haven't even heard the final product, man. So I'm excited. I'm actually gonna place a phone call after we get done here and see if there's something new I could hear.
That's awesome, brother. Oye, Stevie, so let's go there for a minute, bro, because this last one you put out, you mentioned Irremediable, brother. And I was telling you, man, that song, man, hits every button, man, from the music to the voice to the production. It's badass, man. That's the best way to say it, man. It's a kick-ass song, man. How did that come about, brother?
I've had pencil to paper over the last, I don't know, maybe 8 months. And I can tell you it all starts the same way. It all starts with Spanish poetry.
Right.
And I read a lot of it. And then something clicks, like, for example, this next rancherita that's coming up. I was looking for, and I'll give you a hint in the song, there's a dicho, right? You know what a dicho is?
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's a dicho in this that I sing about in this song, and it was inspired by a poem, and so I didn't know this dicho, but the deeper you go into Mexico, ¿verdad? Into la cultura mexicana.
Right.
Entre más le das y le sigues para adelante, pues te vas enseñando más cosas nuevas, ¿verdad? Y vas aprendiendo cosas que pues son it's poetry.
Yeah, no, man, and
and it comes from somewhere, Ruben. Like I remember growing up with my grandparents. I was my siblings and I were raised by our grandparents, and there was always these pues que se lo mete el diablo en la cola.
I remember that one, man.
And I was like, what? but I had my aunt, my tia Tana would say that. She would say, hey, que se lo mete el diablo en la cola. I remember coming home from Desert Storm, my first tour out there, and I had bought a 24 karat bracelet. And in the States, you don't find that, but in Saudi Arabia, you did, right? So I brought it. My brother and I were wrestling in our backyard in Brownsville, and I lost the freaking bracelet, man.
Oh, man.
So
Jeez.
we were barbecuing, and I was, again, remember, I was home on leave, and the whole family was there. We were all looking for it. Nobody could find nothing. We were looking for an hour. And then my tia Tana comes out with her ratan, and she comes out, she goes, pues que se lo mete el diablo en la cola. And it was 2 minutes later, somebody found it, and we're like, yeah, I got it.
There you go.
So, man, that's some cool stuff.
Man, but that's interesting you mentioned that, man. It's as far as poetry, and like you said, man, you're going deep into the roots, man, because if you listen to the words to that song, man,
yeah,
it hits pretty hard, man, on some great points, man. So you're right. It's almost like it's telling you a story, brother. If you listen to it, man.
That's when I write, Ruben. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to tell a story, and then I need to be able to communicate that through video after that, right? So, and I appreciate the fact that you're mentioning that, because I work hard with those videos and the production of those videos, right?
Yeah.
I don't direct them, but I produce them, and I want them more like short movies, as opposed to, like, if it didn't have any music to it, it should still make sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even though it makes sense just to you, but that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
So more of an artistic look to it, as opposed to, nothing against any other videos that are out there. There's some great videos that I like watching over and over again, like one in particular with Jimmy Gonzalez, David Lee, and Ellie that walking in the back. Oh man, I love that video over.
Yes,
it's just something about that, and that's the whole band playing outside, right?
Right.
But there's just different styles, man, but yeah, man, the storyline behind it means a lot in video and in audio.
Yeah, and I'm glad you went there, brother, because of course when I started making the promo, you were going to be in the show, man. I used I posted to YouTube for that song, because like I told you, man, that song's one of my favorites, man. And when I saw the video for the first time, man, I could tell that there was a lot of thought that went into the production of that video, because it intersects, man. It connects with that song, man.
Yeah, man.
And you just explained that, brother.
Yeah, and there was no co-star or hot babe like in some of my other videos or anything like that. But when the song's there, when the lyrics are there, it should just man. I've been thinking about just filming the clouds, but that's when it's getting in the news.
Well, yeah, and that's one thing, man. I will tell you this, Stevie, that nowadays, man, and there's some great songs. Don't get me wrong, man, on the radio, right, or on the internet or anywhere, right? There's some great songs right there, but for the most part, man, when you listen to a song, it's missing that hook, or it's missing that message, man. And there's few like yours that pega, como dicen, it hits the dot, man. So that goes back to a lot of writing skills, man. But it's good to know, man, that you really dig deep as far as the culture and even like you said, the dichos, man, to pull something out of a dicho, man. That's
Well, I certainly can't take all the credit, man, because there's a team that creates that magic, and that that includes Brando Mireles, that produced that whole album, actually.
Yeah.
I got to give him credit. He worked really hard, and
amazing work, man. Amazing.
That dude. I mean, I got to give him a lot of credit, bro, because he's part of the reason why I'm even on the map.
Yeah.
But yeah, for real, Brando put a lot of heart and soul into that. Man, I remember when we were listening to the songs, we had already released La Última Vez from the album, and the album wasn't out yet, but I remember Freddie coming up to Brando and myself, and we had a meeting, and he says, "Well, we need to make a list of of 3 songs, your top 3 in that order. This one next, and if it's not A, it's going to be B. It's you know what I mean, in order of what you think would be the best release after La Última Vez." And the video was hot, and we needed to make sure that this next one was going to hit. It was going to impact right on the business side. You know what I mean, Ruben?
Yeah, for sure.
Man, we got together and we put our, we opened up our pieces of paper, old school, and sure as shit, man, we all had Irremediable at number one, and Irremediable was just gonna be a filler. I wrote that song, and with the help of Brando and Jay Alanis. But for the majority of it, I wrote. But if it wasn't for those two guys, it wouldn't have ended up the way it did.
Oh my goodness, man! I didn't know that it was going to be a filler, bro. Ain't that something, bro?
It was going to be a filler, dude. And early on, I'm happy to know that early on in my career, my third album, that happened. That I've always heard stories of people, of other genre, in big spots, right? Stars, that have said, man, we never thought. It's always the one that you never. But I remember when we were mixing Irremediable, Brando would look at me and I'd look at him, and there was this magic about that song. Yeah. We got up and we danced with each other in the studio, dude. That's a real story, dude, for real.
Let me share this with you, carnal. That's the most common comment you hear when they hear that song. That's a very danceable song, man. Te dan ganas de bailar, right? Because it has that sound, carnal. It has that sound, man. And that's Brando working his magic, right?
Yeah, man.
Hey, one thing, brother, I will second that, man. There's two people deeply respected, at least from my end, man, from that. Brando Mireles and then Mando Lichtenberger of La Mafia, right?
Yeah, man.
I thought those two guys, man, Brando's been doing it forever, brother. But the work that y'all did on this thing in the studio together was amazing, bro.
Yeah, man. It was top notch, man. I mean, we were going after it, man. Unfortunately, COVID came in, and man, it did a number on us, right?
Right.
We released, and on Christmas Day, we released. It was the first time Freddie ever did that. It would be the last one too. I promise you that.
Oh yeah, because it's not common to release in December, man. I mean, record industries don't like doing it.
No. And then we had the new Christmas song that I did, and it just felt right. We made it, and I kind of really pushed it, and I should have listened, But you learn things, right, about the business, and let me tell you that Freddie Jr. has taught me a lot. Not only, I mean, everybody there, but Freddie Jr. really has taken me under his wing and taught me a lot more than he probably should have, and for that I'm very grateful. But getting back to what we're doing with this next song, and Mando and Brando are, man, like you said, but I'm gonna throw in another little man.
A ver, carnal. Yeah, let's hear it, man.
This team right now, and that's my boy Mario Ortiz Jr. He's done albums galore. He helps the Commodores. He helps my band. He helps several bands. He's got a band. He's just all over the place. And this next song, I helped produce a little bit of this, but make no mistake, Mario really took the song that I wrote and made it a transition into something fresh, man. Something really fresh. And there are a few people that I always use, right? There's a handful of individuals that I always send the song out to. Just tell me what you think, and they know they don't share it. We have a friendship, we have a trust, and they're like, man, bro, how do you keep doing it? When I hear, man, how did you do that? How do you know you're going to top the last one? Then I know that we're onto something. Right. Then we tweak it, and we do some more. We add stuff, then we take it all out, because we thought it was better. It's a process, man, especially when you're trying to top Irremediable. That was all God, man. That was all God working in that studio. And let me tell you, all those spirits, all those musical spirits and legends that have been there and have gone through there, they're alive in that studio. Let me tell you, man. They don't call it legend.
Man. Man. Dude, that studio itself, like you said, man, it's legendary, brother. And un saludito para todos allá, man. Freddie Jr., Mark Martinez, Freddie Records, man, outstanding. Like you said, man, legendary within itself, man. How many hits and Grammys out of that building, man. Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot. I mean, and even his employees, man, are huge artists. You know, Mariano's been there for umpteen years. He's the master engineer there. Eli, he's keyboard player for Pio Trevino. He's another engineer there. And there's just Freddie plays guitar like the maniac. You know, and Hector. Man, just a lot of people that are there to just make that place shine, man.
No, for sure, brother. Oye, so this one that you're working on, carnal, you mentioned Es Rancherita?
Yeah, it's a ranchera.
Okay.
It's called A Donde Me Llevas. That's the name of the song. I wrote it, and you know, I don't know how much more I could share, but I like
That's
it.
fine, brother. Yep. No, I truly understand, man. And wait, how long have you guys been working on this one, man? This coming album now? How long has it been now?
Well, you know, we started working on it. Shoot, man, about 2 years now.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to be straight up, but you know, I had that little thing with my health, and that really pushed me back.
Right.
To the point to where you know, I thought I was just going to stop. I was going to quit.
Oh, wow, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
But again, you know, there things happen, man, in life that you don't know why they happen, and
I agree.
And it could be for some people the easiest thing to get through and to deal with, and for others it's difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, it was the difficult side.
Right.
So without getting into all the detail, right, it really took me back a little bit, and you know, I was probably going to lose more than I really even have imagined. But,
Imagine. Yeah, that's scary, man. When you go through that, right? It's definitely puts everything at pause. Pero sabes qué? Dios es muy grande, man.
Oh man. Yeah, he's bigger than Texas. That's for sure. He's bigger.
That's for sure, brother. That's for sure. And we may think that we know, but guess what? We don't know much, man. He's the one that decides how and when, right?
Yeah. I just keep wondering, hey, man, whatever, just keep me here a little bit longer. You want to keep me in? Yeah. You can keep experimenting with me, man. Just keep me here, because I got to be a little bad and a little good. Yeah. I think it was Michael Epps. Michael Epps says, because once you turn good, well, he'll take you home, man.
Oh yeah, man. You can't be too good.
Hey, man, all the glory to him, and all joking aside, it's good to be here, man, and with you on this show, and just being able to, you know, take another step forward, man.
Well, I'm so glad.
We're excited to get back on the stage. We've already hit the stage, not as quickly as we wanted to, but you know, we're looking at bookings left and right. But it's just you know, it's going to happen, because that's what God wants, I think. And if not, I wouldn't have decided to come this way. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, bro.
No, I've asked, and it's good to have you back, man. It's good to hear that you're feeling better, and that you're back at it, man. Because it takes a lot, especially bouncing back from a situation like that, right? When it comes down to your a medical condition, right? But it sounds like your spirit is back up and going. Las ganas, ahí las traes, brother. So. Parece que this new album, man, is coming to a conclusion here pretty soon, man.
We have some big surprises, man. I have a huge surprise in this album that I feel is gonna, you know, really bring this song back to life.
Oh wow, bro!
Yeah, so I don't. It's a huge surprise. I promise you that.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one to break that surprise, but let me ask you this, man. I know, and I was going to ask you about this, Stevie. You had great success with a collab you did. I think it ended up winning a Tejano Music Award, ¿verdad?
It won actually my Tejano Award.
Yep.
Yes.
So seeing collabs now, man, the way they're happening, right, and more. So. Are any thoughts, man, on possibly doing anything like that, or collabing with anybody anytime?
You know, there has been some discussion with me and Jay doing something together for a little bit, whether it was on my album or his album. it just, things came into, we just got busy. He got super busy. That guy, he works every weekend,
Oh, yeah, man.
And it's, man, he lives in San Antonio and I'm in Austin. So it's hard sometimes, because we really wanted to write it together. But there's no real plans, lately. And if we were to do something like that, for me, and Shelly can tell you too, she's an open book. I've heard her tell people that's, that song that we did, Me Muero por Tu Amor. Kudos to Eddie Perez for the production of that. He produced that song, did a great job. Thank you so much, Eddie. From La Calma. She says that's in her top 5 of all collabs, all time.
Wow.
And I'll tell you this, it's my number 1.
Damn, bro. That speaks volumes.
That's my only one.
Well, there you go. Hey, but it's one, bro. It's one.
But man. It would have to, the song that the next collab would have to be, whoa, man. Like, I'd certainly have to be able to perform it. I know that the Shelly and I we weren't in the studio at the same time, but
right.
she recorded first. Had we been together, I don't think the song would have been as powerful because her voice and the way she sang it is what drew me into that song.
Gotcha.
And there are a lot of people that have said out there now that's a different Stevie D. On that particular song, they hear a different Stevie D. And I love when I hear that, man, because that's me just, really trying to do something different. And,
awesome,
and again,
bro.
I got to give it up to Eddie Perez, who really was my vocal coach there. And really,
but you got me a little excited. I got to tell you, man, you got me a little excited when you said Jay Perez and myself. That would be, if that was to happen. I know you guys talked. If that was to happen, man, that would that definitely. I think then you'll have a battle as to which one's going to be your number 1 after that. No,
yeah, definitely two of the best right there, Shelly and Jay, and Shelly and Jay's duet. It's freaking amazing. From what I understand, Shelly and I never performed we never got to perform our duet.
Oh, wow, man.
I understand neither did Jay and Shelly up until they did it at karaoke at Jay's house. If I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
But, I tend to try to not talk BS. But,
brother, I don't want to. One thing too, brother. I do not want to let this interview go with first and foremost to thank you for your service, man, and for serving our country, brother. As definitely not to be forgotten, man. That's definitely heroic, and appreciate what you did for our country, bro.
I mean, I appreciate that, man. I mean that, and I thank you. I thank you for appreciating that, man. But at the same time, it's just not. There's all veterans out there should be appreciated. And
un saludito a todos los veteranos. Yes, sir. Un saludito para todos allá, for what they do, and especially those that are still serving overseas. Les mandamos un saludito.
Yep. Absolutely. We're watching.
Oye, brother. So, album. Now let's talk social media, brother. And areas where people can get a hold of you or follow you, man. Your platforms, brother.
So, I use Facebook for the most part. I also use Instagram. I'm getting now into X, TikTok's there, but de vez en cuando me meto y no me salgo. It's been very time consuming,
Yeah.
Now that there's several, right? And it's a business. You're trying to reach different demographics, right?
It is, bro.
And
really is.
But I also have a day job, man.
Yeah.
I'm a broker, and so it's very difficult for me to do that. But if you link up with me on Facebook, my personal page is Stevie Stevie D All-Star Cast.
There you go.
The fan page is Stevie D and the All-Star Cast.
Okay.
So
easy enough.
The fan page has right? And that's probably the easiest way because I'm probably full on friends on the personal page.
On the personal page.
I would ask you to follow me on Spotify. Follow me on Deezer. Follow me on Apple Music. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. I'm on X, TikTok. If you find one, you'll find the rest. They're usually, other than Facebook, all the rest of them are official Stevie D page or something like that.
Gotcha,
and it's all listed on Facebook. You can go get my the QR code somewhere that's on there. Trust me, it's there. And then it'll take you to my Dot account where my website is and my bio. And
nice, man.
Totally different.
Oye, brother, I got to tell you, speaking of posts, man, I'm lucky enough to be on your personal one. Muchas gracias, brother, for accepting me, by the way. Pinche Stevie nomás hace delete, carnal. Oye, but I got to tell you, man, you've got a St. Patrick shirt that is pretty darn cool, man.
The what?
The St. Patrick shirt that.
Yeah, man. Puro pinche Stevie D.
Yeah, man. People can find that on your.
If you go to Messenger and send me a messenger. Those are special order only. I'm gonna have some at Fanfare. I'm not performing at Fanfare other than March 16th. By the way, I'm gonna plug myself here along with Chris Toms and Ricky Valens. You can go to my page or Los Lost Boys page. They're gonna be. It's the new radio station, New Tejano Radio. And Chris Doms is heading that up. But anyway, I'm not playing the official Fanfare, but we're doing this after party.
And where's it at, Stevie?
I'm gonna be having those shirts there, bro.
Whatever
I have on hand is all I'm gonna have.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have these black ones that have a shamrock on there, and it says "El de verde me la." You know what I'm saying?
Hey, esa es la que quiero yo. That's what I want, man. Yeah, I'll message you after this, brother. That's the one I want, bro.
I'm not kidding, bro. I'm serious.
Yeah,
I have those too.
No,
just Stevie on the bottom.
Chica, you're gonna sell a lot of those things, brother. Oye, carnal, so where are you guys gonna be at again? Where's this place at that you guys are gonna be at?
It's in San Antonio. It's about 3 miles off of from the ¿cómo se llama? I always call it the Needle. The
Tower?
Tower of the Americas.
Yes.
Right. This place is called God Almighty. It's the Blue House Bar and Lounge, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Blue House Bar and Lounge.
Okay.
It's on. I think it's on San Jacinto. But don't quote me. But it is the Blue House Bar and Lounge.
Perfect, brother.
That's where we're gonna be. It's gonna be los Lonely Boys and los Lost Boys. Myself, Beto Ramon's gonna be there along with Jackie. Jackie's the lead vocalist there. Let's see who else. Grupo Asalto will be there, and then there's a couple of other artists también, and then there's more artists that are not being announced yet. So it's gonna be a heck of a time, man. Again, I'm gonna have those T-shirts there. That's happening the 16th, and then El Día del Verde is the 17th, which happens to be my favorite number. So
gotcha.
Yeah, man.
Gotcha.
It's going to be fun.
Oye, carnal, now you know for a fact, man, that I'm going to be messaging you for that black shirt, man.
Are you going to be in San Antonio?
No, brother. I'm not going to be in San Antonio. Pero como quiera.
Yeah, send me a message, bro, and I'll hook you up.
Yeah, that's a great message.
Then I have another one that Lucky Joe. He texts me, man. He says, "Hey, Stevie, I got an idea for a shirt." And I said, "Lucky, man." Right? I'm like, "Okay, now what do you want to fucking laugh about?" Right? Okay, whatever. So no, and he says, he goes, "Stevie D's nuts," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, somebody's already told me that before." But he goes, "But I'm serious, dude. You should do it. You'll sell some
making a shirt." Yeah.
So then I told him, well, if they sell, we'll go 50-50. And I put it up here. So, si nos regañan a los dos. This is an inspiration by Lucky Joe.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome, brother.
Yeah, we saw some.
That is awesome.
But I'll have those. I'll have the funny shirts, and of course the tank tops for the ladies. But we'll have some merchandise out there, and we'll be walking the streets. We're not going to be backstage or anything like that. Me and the crew will be walking the streets and
that's awesome,
saying
brother.
hi, signing autographs, and taking pictures.
Oye, carnal, other than that, any other gigs planned? I know you just now getting back in the groove, man. Other than that, in March, you got anything else coming up, brother? Or are you going to work on finishing the album?
Well, we're doing that, but we do have some private events in March, and then April we hit the public again.
Gotcha.
In May, the band has been out of work, right? Because of mainly my fault for what I was going through and stuff, and not really working.
Yeah.
But I think that from May forward, we're going to be in New Braunfels. We're going to play a little locally here from our area, and I know in April we're in Dallas. We got a whole weekend in Dallas, two different events back to back. So we're just gradually getting back into it, and we like I said, we already have been. But not as quickly as we wanted to, and I think rightfully so. We just got to
for sure, man,
and make sure that the things are right, not only for what we're trying to do, but for of course the record label. We got to make sure that I've got obligations everywhere,
right?
Not just with me, but my family, my immediate family, and then my extended family, which is my band, and then their families, my studio family.
Yeah.
So it's We just, what I posted the other day, just God says, hey, Stevie, don't worry about it. Just chill. Everything's going to be cool. So we're just taking
those famous 3 words, brother. I got you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just got to put your faith in it, man. Yeah, for sure. Carnalito, muchas gracias, brother, for jumping on, man. It's definitely been a pleasure, man. Enjoyed the laughs, man. And now I got to look forward to that shirt. Es más, carnal, hit me up in April when you come to Dallas. I'll make sure and go. And you can give it to me there, brother. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, well, we'll be at I think it's April. It is April 26th. April 26th at the West.
Oh, okay.
And then the 27th, I have a private event.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man. So calendar, April 26th.
For sure, brother. Oh, wait, before we leave, any special shout outs you want to make, brother, to anybody out there?
Just, a big shout out to my band, man. Mario, Rebecca, Aaron Holler. These are the guys this is the crew, right? I say my band, but they're the all-star cast. They could take that name and go play somewhere else, man. Because every one of those guys, is an all-star. And then, Bobby, my brother, Bobby Dominguez, he leads the band. He's, pretty much makes the calls, right? When we're going to rehearse, whatever the band's going to do, you check in with Bobby.
Gotcha.
He makes the calls for the most part.
Gotcha, brother.
It hardly ever has to get to me, and that's awesome. When
it is
like that those guys have been working together for so long, they know how to communicate. When I get involved, I'm like, Bobby, have you talked to them? Nope. Well, those things you should call them? Nope. Man, I'm worrying. They're not. Where are they? Man, bro, just chill out and go to sleep, Stevie. All right.
Yeah.
And it always he makes it happen, man. So I'm blessed with that. So man, that's the squad. That's the all-star cast. I'm just, I'm totally stoked. Totally stoked about.
Man. With all right, man. That's a hell of a squad, man. That's
Thanks
a hell of a squad.
For that, man. I appreciate you.
No, for sure, carnal.
There's very few people that do that, and I can count them on my hand, man. For real. I appreciate it a lot.
Es que yo reconozco, carnal, que it takes a group, man, to make it work.
Yeah, man. It's just, I wouldn't have. I'm the first to say, I know I'm not the best singer in the world, man. But when we come together and we just gel like that, these guys are gelling like that, they'll make anybody sound badass, man. But I'm just lucky to be the guy.
Oye, there for a minute, man. Parece que estoy hablando con Lucky, man. You and Lucky have to.
Who says that?
Yeah, man.
Damn, man, I can look younger than him. Oh, he says Mariano and Freddie Records says, "Hey, you look like Lucky Joe's Tío, dude."
You should do a little video with a hat.
For this interview. Yeah, sometimes he's like this, right?
Ándale. Un saludito para Lucky. I had Lucky on here, man. Man, that guy made me laugh so much, bro.
He's funny, man.
Yeah, he's funny, bro.
Have you seen him in concert?
See, bro? Yeah.
I've seen him in concert, but he's even funnier with, when we're in small groups.
Yeah.
Right? We have a friend, Jim Luna from Quarter Moon Productions in East Texas, and we both showed up along with David Farias to play at his birthday party. And man, Lucky Joe he turns into a comedian too, man. Funny, man. He's a funny guy.
He pulls funny stuff out of the blues, bro. He can make something funny. Yeah, man, for sure.
Well, bro, when he texted me that thing about Stevie D's nuts, it was almost like I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, I can see him. You should do it with his eyebrows up and the cap roll tight. He's super dope, man. I love that dude.
Yeah. Oye, carnalito, pues it's been a pleasure, man. We've laughed, had a great time, man. Thanks for catching up and bringing us up to par and everything you're doing. Want to send out before we leave, carnal, a huge shout out to a lot of followers from Mexico, brother. Aguascalientes, San Nicolás, San Fernando, San Luis Potosí.
Yeah, man. Monterrey.
All over, brother. Un saludito a todos nuestros seguidores allá.
La DF también. I mean, I've got a lot of followers there. I got a lot of followers in Guam. I think they're military. I was looking at my report, but they got to be military,
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty stout, man.
Yeah.
Saludos a todos. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I don't know, what is it? Episode 35,000. How many have you
somewhere
done?
Around there, brother.
But man, it's good to see you a través de las cámaras, ¿verdad? Redes sociales. Pero I'm going to see you soon, man. I'll be in Dallas soon, and we'll hook up.
Por segurito, carnalito.
I'll swing up.
Yeah, for sure, brother. Te me cuidas. Hope you continue feeling better, carnal. And we'll be talking to you soon. We'll see you, everybody.